Capricorn. I have some messages for you from some general reading that I did for Capricorn last night. Whitney Houston came up, and a lot about the leap years too. So I do want to touch on that stuff before I get into your read, and I will read you the cards. I just pulled these before I started your video. So, and it's 3:02 on the clock, and the 32 came up this morning too, along with the 23 of the King of Wands, which the 3 is the Empress, the 2 is the High Priestess, and a lot of times when they come up, it's this energy of sisters as well. The 3 has been coming up as the eagle soaring above the mountains, like that in-between place of the 5D. And then the Queen of the Night was coming up with the 2, right? When you write the Q in script, it often looks like a 2. So we'll take it from there. So just quickly, what's on the table, I wrote out already. So these are the cards that just came out a little while ago when I pulled them. We have the King of Swords and the underlying energy here. Okay. And then we have the Empress, the 8 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Cups, which I'll show you when I get to that point. But I do want to review this other stuff, and I don't want it to be too long because I am still going to do your full read, okay? And I just pulled dice around this as well. I'm not going to pull die for all 12 signs. So again, today's the 20th, right? So it's this big shift from Capricorn to Aquarius this morning. And we also have the sun moving into Aquarius. And the moon is moving today as well, moving from Taurus into Gemini. So we're making this big shift with a lot of fire pushing us from Capricorn or earth energies into the air energies. So it's very interesting what's coming up. So in the message I pulled last night for Capricorn, all 4 tens came up in this read. There were at the start of the read was the 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Swords. I'm sorry, no, at the start was the 10 of Cups with the 10 of Wands, and then at the end of the read was the 10 of Pentacles was the result card, and then the 10 of Swords also came up after that. A happy ending at Atlas with the King of Wands shaman, perhaps with a 5 o'clock shadow, or perhaps there's some sadness there in doing shadow work with Page of Pentacles, who could be a Capricorn energy here. Curious to rise above the group and attention, and now I'm getting that curious again because that came up in something I looked up this morning on Mars, because I looked up Mars keeps coming up as well. Eyes of Laura Mars, other Mars stuff came up this morning and yesterday. So when the thing I read this morning was about the rovers on Mars. And it's called Curiosity. So that's coming up significant as well. So the Page of Pentacles, curious to rise above the group, and attention, with flame in hand, in the silence of the Lamb. In the recent past was the Tower of Lightning and Fire, which was significant in this message for the leap year reason as well, which I'll get to in a minute. But the recent past of the Tower with lightning and fire, the shadow knocked off the wall, climbing stairs all the way to the light, as the King of Wands was sadness, shadowing around the Page of Pentacles, whose curiosity killed the cat. And it's interesting, right? So we're talking about curiosity on Mars, and then also bear paws came up, which is also cat paws and bear claws, which is like, for me, it was coming up as the leapfrog from 11 to 11 to 11. So lightning strikes and things heat up, a sudden rise as the heat rises, to bring one grieving 2 of Cups out of the woods with night vision. One rises in the light and the other falls in the dark, as the Queen of Swords keeps the truth grounded, a mosaic of puzzle pieces herself, on her throne, as her aura can't be denied. White, gold, green, indigo, and violet, you know, challenged by being completely open to third flame, the present, her gifts, as the Queen of Wands is energized to multitask, crowning herself and showing off her fire. Soon here was the 8 of Pentacles crystals on the steps, as one special one crystal placed in front of the door in a tray, perhaps. This could be a special present for someone coming in. As Capricorn is strength of the tiger, birthing through the ring of fire, as it took me into the 4, 4, 8, 8, and 12, 12 fire gates, 4, 4 being Aries gates, 8, 8 Lion's gate, and 12, 12 is Saggy or Archer gate for me. And what came up was, right, so each of the years, this year, the big day is 888 because it's an 8 year. So August 8th is Lion's Gate. And so that's a huge energy coming in, aligning with Sirius. But it's not just about the 888 years or triple years, like last year was 777, but it wasn't a leap year. This is a leap year, 888. And then in 2028, we have the 12, 12, 12, which is also a leap year. So they were bringing me to not just the 3-digit numbers in the year, but on a leap year. So 444 was a leap year. That was 2020. And also the 444 is 12, the hanging man. But we have 2024 is 888, and then 2028 is 12, 12, 12. So I was getting the 444 is the Aries gate, right? That's 4, 4. The 888 is Lion's gate, and then the 2028 is the 12, 12, 12 of Saggy gate, which 12, 12, 12 is 36, 888 is 24, and 444 is 12. So this energy of the hanging man and the Queen of Wands, which is also Omega and the enlightenment it represents, and then 36, which is Atlas, carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders in 28. So 2020 was also coming up as the 20 of the Judgment card and survival. But this was coming up even before 2020 as 2016, because what was coming up, that 16 represented the tower, was the starting gun of the race, right? So the starting gun is the tower, that sudden event, and 2016 was a 999 year, which represents the endings and compassion. It's like the starting gun for the whole new cycle, moving to 2020, which we all know about that, and survival, and then 2024 of dreams and crowning here, and then 2028 as coming up as Heroes Gamos and Atlas. And who do we appreciate this year, of course, and then laying down of burdens in 28. The 999 was the starting gun, which adds up to 27, but also a 36 year, as it's 2016, really 16 is plus 2 is 18. So the 18 reduced to 9 would be 27, and if you don't reduce it, it's 36. So this energy of the 27, which is the Ace of Wands, and the 36, which is the Atlas energy of the 10 of Wands, right, from 1 to 10. As the Ace of Wands leaps to the hanging man, right, which is Christ on the cross, the survival of Christ, right, the way we've been living until now, as opposed to the 8, which is about manifesting dreams, as opposed to just surviving. The leap to the Queen of Wands this year, Omega, awakened, a leap to the Atlas energy in 28, allowing Hercules to share, coming full circle to 7732, to my funny collective Valentine's leap, to 111111, which is 2036, where the leapfrog ends. But it's also the bear paws that I just told you about, the 111111, which came up in a message I sent to someone last June, actually, the 111111. And also 11 is representing the 11th hour in 27. So 2027 is also an 111111 year, but it's not a leap year. It's representing the 11th hour into the 28 year that is. So when I'd written this message to this person back in June, I was listing the years as 25, the magic potion bottle, 26, as I always talk about, Newton's cradle, 27, the Queen's Gambit, and 28, Heroes Gamos. And here we are in 24, as leaping to 25, to 26, to 27, to 28 there, right? It's basically that leapfrog of 32, 777, 36, 11, 11, 11. The year 40 is 666. And the year 44 is 10, 10, 10, which is also very significant there. 44 is very significant with 52 because they both represent the feminine energies of Hercules and Athena, Lady Liberty. So those were also brought together here, as the year 48 is 555, 52 is 999. 56 is 444 again. That's where the cycle starts over again, 56. So from 444 in 2020 to 56 is a 36-year cycle. So again, 36 kept coming up here over and over again, and I did it up to year 60, which again brings us back to this year, 888. So this year's 2024 through 2060 is a 36-year cycle from 888 to 888. So remember, the leap years are very significant, involving the 3-digit numbers, okay? So the Tower was the starting gun. With the 7 of Wands, these were all cards in the read as well. After I did this, because I was being guided to do this, I look back at the read, and we had the Tower in there, we had the 7 of Wands, which is the Christ vibration, 33, and then coming out of the wounds with the 8 of Swords, 62, the Queen of Swords challenged by presence, as the Queen of Wands is owning her fire, which is that Omega energy. As he presents and Capy births in a spurt of strength, perhaps with a bit of Sagittarius or Leo, directed right at the higher self, up to their knees in plasma with scroll work on the dark side of the moon, which also came up. Someone said that yet last night or today. Or the new moon that we just had, it was the 11th, I can't remember. But this is coming up with Capricorn here, directed right at the higher self, going through that ring of fire, up to their knees in plasma and scroll work on the dark side of the moon with the northern lights at their back. Or Capricorn birthing Pisces, or even Virgo or sister, and challenged by a block of the hanging man with a right knee block, literally. So again, and the hips came up big time yesterday as the main block of holding our emotions. So if you're really stiff in the hips, there's a big release there. It's 3:14 on the clock right now, which is Pi Day and Einstein. It's also my daughter's birthday. So Capricorn feeling a fire rush, propelling them to hang out with their higher self, but blocked by the quote-unquote hanging part. And the 10 of Pentacles of Scorpio, Leo, Sagittarius, Pisces, and or Virgo, or Pisces, Capricorn, the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, and the Ace of Pentacles, breaking ground with peace and justice, and the end of pain, with the Knight of Cups offering love, with big love in return. And then I looked up, that's when I came across the hip energies, because looking for pain storage locations. And then I was doing a meditation, and they were giving me the energy of putting the power here. So again, put the power in your hips, clear your hips. And then also it says a lot of old stuff, like history of your family, may come up now to get to clear it quickly. And it was just ironic because I just made a commitment to go up to my brother's to clear some of my parents' stuff out, because they're going to be moving. So me and my sister are going to go look at a bunch of old photos and stuff. So I'm sure there's going to be stuff that comes up to clear. So also my meditation yesterday, I was seeing a woman wearing a bandana on her head. And, again, that energy of just kind of putzing around the house, doing housework or whatever. But Capricorn depression came up, because that is an attribute of Capricorn. So be careful of that. I was also getting, there was a doctor I used to work with many, many years ago who died a long time ago already. But they were taking me to him, because he was always this very exuberant person, very positive, excited, and he didn't exclude anybody. He was very social and loving to everybody, but he could also get very depressed. So again, the depression of Capricorn was coming up here. So just to be aware of that, and to release this hip energy, whatever's stuck in your hips, and perhaps your right knee block as well. The knees could be clearing here as well. So the Tower was coming up as thrown a left curveball, or left curve, as the cards landed next to my left thigh, as the Queen of Wands is crowning. And then the energies from that read were coming up. One of the words that came up was defined as "I have nothing," and right away Whitney Houston came up with her song. Don't let me close one more door. I don't want to hurt anymore. All right, so there's definitely depression coming up. and the bodyguard. So she was coming through as a message too, literally as this energy of thanking the protectors of the family, the wise ones, the sages of the family who protect the family. And then her song was, I posted that on Instagram this morning, so that was her message with love. And I really felt like the message was directly to Kevin, which was kind of interesting. So, and Kevin came up multiple times as well. I have to tell you about that too, because that'll go on as well. The messages from that read were also coming up as the TT, or the pi energy again, was coming up as 314 just came up. And they're just calling me to, my father worked at Einstein Medical Center for a long, long time before he worked at Penn. And for some reason I was supposed to bring that up with Einstein as opposed to just pi. As the pi here for mother, or the TT, the temper tantrum, the source key here is to pass wind, okay? So here's this energy when you don't pass wind out of your mouth. When you don't speak your truth, it may come out as passing wind, right? Because you're stressing out your body, and then it's holding on to all this air. And siphoning her sap, or her life essence, with a straw like gas. Once you get it going, it keeps flowing out. The higher sage present with gifts to dance. Source key to source source. I have nothing, nothing, nothing if I don't have you. So that was coming up. It was coming up as I have nothing without the C in the word here. It was literally coming up. As Whitney sings in The Bodyguard, the wise one of the family, to protect her inner essence. The higher wise self with gifts of strength. And when dealing with sage of 10 of Pentacles, right? The family, business, or community of a lot of abundance, a lot of money, or heaven on earth. And perhaps Leo, which Whitney is a Leo. So I looked it up for her birthday. And remember, in The Bodyguard, it was about her and her sister too, because her sister betrayed her. Her birthday is 8/9/1963. So right away it came up for me. My parents' anniversary is August 9th, and my sister's life lesson is the same as Whitney's, which is 36. And also, she was only born 5 months before my sister, so it was interesting. So again, this energy of sisters coming up, and anniversaries. And when I looked this up, it was also a header that talked about Whitney this year, that it would have been her 60th birthday, August 9th, 23. And then again, Queen of the Night was coming up with the 36 again, which is the 10 of Wands and Atlas. So, and my sister's a Capricorn, so that's why she's been coming up. But, so I'm not going to go through this whole read, but again, this energy of the bodyguard coming through, and the gifts of the abundant family, right? And Capricorn is often that energy of that abundant family. The goat who climbs the mountain to reach the top. And remember, all 4 tens were in that read, and all 4 tens were upright. That never happens. And remember, we have the full moon coming up on January 25th as well. I'm touching on Leo, and we're in an 8 year, which is the strength card of Leo. All right, so on from that, and this was this morning. So we had a whole lot of snow fall in the past couple days, and I keep getting white, white, white. Like all of us, when I look up, this table will turn bright white as the curtains outside with the snow outside on the trees all turned bright white, white, like really clear white. And when I went out this morning to dance with Teddy on the deck, as I usually do, I was dancing to the song I posted for Instagram, which was Whitney's song, I Have Nothing If I Don't Have You. And as I'm singing with Whitney and Teddy's running around the yard, one warble type bird, I don't know if it was a warble or not, but that's the word that came to mind, starts singing. So it was so funny because it wasn't a bird I usually hear. So, and warble was coming in to emphasize Whitney again with the W of Whitney and warble. As the warble sang with us, as the snow was falling all over us from the trees in a magical moment with us 3. So we went in And then I was doing my notes from this morning, the time, I usually write down the time I woke up and got up. And then I noticed the time when the warble sang to us at 11:29. And then I looked at the clock again to go in, and it was 36. So there's that 36 of Atlas again, and 44 for me is the Hercules. So here we have Hercules and Atlas ushering in 23 and 29, which is the King of Wands, and the Three of Wands, which is today's energy, the Three of Wands, as we leave behind the King of Wands, 23. Hercules and Atlas ushering in the King of Wands to their gifts and the present moment, to 3 and to 9, the Empress and the Hermit, mastering of passions and slowing it down, to 3 and 9, the 39 of the Knight of Cups, where the 23 and 29 also equals 52, the Queen of Swords, of the Knight of Cups being the love, and then the 52 of the Queen of Swords, learning about Lady Liberty, right? Or the sadness of the woman, right? Her grief in losing the man. And here we have the bodyguard energy coming in with Whitney. So the times this morning were 9:44 and then 11, 23, 29, 36. So here 9, 11, 11, 11 was coming up, which is 9, 11, but 11, 11, 11, 11 of the bear pause that I was just talking about. The urgent bear pause, or cat pause, or bear claws, however you want to term it, and a triple leap from the 2016 tower of 999 to the 36, 11, 11, 11, through 28, 32, and 36, but also 444, 888, and 12, 12, 12 of this year, 888, and then 28 of 12, 12, 12. And remembering that it's 2020, 24, and 28 is also the 444, 888, and 12, 12, 12, the 3 fire gates. So then triple justice was coming up, which was from September 20th, 1940, and it was a Western, and I didn't really look up anything about the story, but from influencewatch.org, the greatest challenges of our time came up with racial justice, social justice, and climate justice coming up as the triple justice. And also the people and planet over profit was coming up from triplejustice.org. And then the AA was coming up with Aries and Aquarius, who are leading the way now, as not the archangels, but as the double rockets. And then you can get, double A batteries could be coming up as well with the energy there. But the archangels, of course, as I look up double rockets, and what's the first header? Houston. Houston Rockets. So Whitney's coming. This is how they confirm that the message you got was them, right? So then Houston Rockets comes up. First we had double the range for HI Mars. So here Mars came up, and also High Mar, one step, and that was from the drive.com. And then the Houston message came up as Houston Rockets, team info and news from the NBA.com. And then the third entry was Kevin Durant as the 18th career triple double as Suns beat Rockets on 12/28/23 from APnews.com. So here Houston and Kevin both came up, and Mars, which were the 3 words I had written down prior to this as things that are coming up. So Whitney Houston, Kevin Costner, and Mars, and the eyes of Laura Mars has come up several times this week. So WWHH, we're also coming up with Mars. And under Wikipedia for Mars is Mars Mission, which is the MM. So WWHH and MM, which Mars Mission came up there. And then again, then the energy, the stuff came up online about the Curiosity rover, which then Curiosity Killed the Cat came up in the message this morning, which I'd totally forgotten about. And one of the quotes that I wrote down was Mastcam also images, as well as taking mosaics, which was a word I used in describing the Queen of Swords here, on 2 fractured bedrock blocks, as block also came up for the right knee block for Capricorn. Shepherd Creek and Richter Creek, as I've been talking a lot this week about the creek, because they keep showing me the creek, like not a lot of water being there, but also the line being drawn. And Incense Cedar came up here, Shepherd Creek, Richter Creek, and Incense Cedar. And the soul's numbers, the rovers there that they were looking at, were numbered, I think it started at 41 through 75 were listed. So I looked up Kevin Costner's birthday, which is 118. So he just had a birthday, 55, and he's I think he was 69, but he's a Capricorn, and his life lesson number was 39. So there's that Knight of Cups coming up again. And then in the news about Kevin was him and his new girlfriend, which was Jewel, whose birthday is 5/23/74. So it looks she's probably Taurus there. Titled "Deeper Connection by Making Music Together." And they quoted Kevin as saying, as long as Jewel keeps playing that guitar, Kevin will follow her around. And there's that same energy around Whitney singing to Kevin, right? And in The Bodyguard, he's following her around. So there was this parallel there. As also Melissa Etheridge and Jewel announced they're co-heading a tour, which has a concert in LA in July. And then the Jewel song came up, "Who Will Save Your Soul?" So the 11/11 leap to 25 to 26 to 27, which is then that 11/11/11 of the leapfrog, of the bear paws and the lynx. I went back to that message that I'd written back in June, and it was about the energy that was coming up about the gremlins. That was how my guides were showing me that, right, when they get too full up of light, they must birth it out, the gremlins. The twin flame groups representing the sun bursting forth as the angels are singing and the ELO bass with the trumpets of the Pantheon temple of the 1,000 reindeer ones and August. So it's very interesting because I did a meditation before I reread that stuff, and the reindeer was coming up again. I'd also written that this node cycle, Aries, was so significant because I guess the next Aries node cycle was February 4th, 2042 for ET arrival. All right, that was my message to somebody. So I did this pre-poll for Capricorn, and initially what I got right away was clean slate. So here's that energy. You see how white everything is. There's no fire in these cards at all, and just look how white the whole slate is. And everything's white. My curtains are white. The white snow is outside. It was just being really highlighted for Capricorn. White, white, white. This clearing energy here. As the underlying energy of the King of Swords there is the 51, the Taskmaster. And again, that could be considered Kevin Costner right there, okay? The Bodyguard, right? He takes no prisoners, right? He's very serious about what he does. And then we have the energy of the Empress of Abundance and the Eight of Crystals as he's working on crystals in front of this door, lining up this very special one with the front door, which is in that shape, okay? In the pointed shape, not rounded, it's not arced. It's steepled. And then we have the 10 of Cups as the ultimate emotional fulfillment, and there's the flyer on top, right? Kind of an energy of Whitney as the singer, right? And she has that family base. And here we have, it looks like Niagara Falls as well, which came up in my message there. So what I got was the King of Wands Taskmaster air sign with the Empress, who's number 3, at work, getting their ducks in a row, and that card is 76. So there's something bicentennial that was coming up around that. Getting their ducks in a row for the 10 of Cups, Niagara Falls. Bye, sweetie. I love you. Getting their ducks in a row and taking steps to clear for the 10 of Cups, which is 50, and that emotional fulfillment, the ultimate emotional fulfillment, but also the energy of the crystals or snow in Niagara Falls was coming up. And then for Capricorn, bowling for love, abundance, and aligning with emotional fulfillment, 2024. So then I did my meditation for your read specifically. And my inner child, she got right, and I posted, this is me when I was in Memphis. I was born in Memphis. And I was very young there. I think it was taken because I walked at like 9 months, and I think my mother was trying to show how I was walking around carrying my little suitcase at such a young age. I was probably 1 by then. I don't think I was 9 months, but in the meditation, she got, this is my inner little girl that I use. She got right up, like getting on a horse was no big deal for her. But she got on this huge reindeer, and as soon as she got on, she became the unicorn, like racing this huge reindeer, and she just took off like 1 to 60, and I was getting hightailed it out of there. Everything white, 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 snow and light. As then I rolled the die for you guys, which is Pisces, Mars, so Mars coming up again, and 11, which is alignment. And the Pisces also came up on the clock, the 314. Right? And the alignment we just talked about, and Mars we talked about. So all this stuff came up for you. And what was coming is aligning with Mars is Aries, and then 11 is Justice, which is Libra. So this is Pisces into Aries, and then aligning with Libra, which is in the South Node. But remember that Virgo to Libra is also that midpoint, where Pisces to Aries is the starting point. Remember I said 1 to 60. That's the starting point, and then the midpoint is Virgo to Libra, right? The finish to the start. And remember I told you 2 10s were at the beginning of your read, and 2 10s were at the end of your read. Very interesting. And also today, the moon changed positions from Taurus to Gemini. So again, moving into more air, which is not necessarily that comfortable, right? For if you're a lot of Capricorn energies. So I'm not Capricorn, but I have 3 significant planets in Capricorn. My sister's also Capricorn. So there's a lot of Capricorn around me. My daughter has her moon in Capricorn too. So we're a lot of Capricorn, as I didn't even notice my frankincense and myrrh kind of fell on the table there. Into 3 pieces, notice there. And it's a 3-wicked candle there. All right, so let's get these guys out of here. So we're doing the read with my SIRIAN Starseed deck, especially since it's an 8/8 year, which is the alignment with Sirius. And we have the messages of love for the end of your read. We have the Divine Oracle the Fortunes Oracle to start the read. And then my clarifiers with the mini Rider-Waite. Okay. So let's go. Thank you for staying with me through all of that. I know it was a lot, but I felt it was important. I keep getting to do messages for Capricorn because they're leaving Capricorn, Pluto is. But in the meantime, there's buffers coming into Capricorn to kind of buffer that transition. So Mercury, Mars, and then Venus on the 23rd, I think, moves into Capricorn. So you have these smaller planets going into Capricorn to kind of buffer the transition of Pluto. But then as we go on, it's like more planets come into Aquarius, but then there's a whole bunch in Pisces at the same time around the leap year, the 29th of February. And then Jupiter and I think it was Uranus in Taurus. So it's basically all of them in those 3 signs of Aquarius, Pisces, and Taurus, if I remember correctly. All right, so Capricorn, and this is for January going into February. You know, this season, I'm getting to you guys late, even we're starting into Aquarius now, but I wanted to do you guys first because I haven't done a Capricorn read yet. And so this is for now, but it's also going to reflect a lot of what's going to happen in this year. So it's an important read. Capricorn, Capricorn. We have Unity, the 34, which is actually the year I'm in personally. The 34 is the 8 of Wands, a lot of back and forth, the arrows of love, hand fasting in the heart there. A time of divine understanding, renewal, peace, and hope. You radiate and attract great love, Capricorn. Beautiful. And there's 2 more cards that want to come up for you here. We have the Sun, number 30, and the 13, which is goals. And there's the gold coming up. And again, the Olympics and that kind of energy could be coming up this year as well. And the Sun is August. But the 30 is the 4 of Wands, which is the home, the union, big celebrations perhaps. And then the 13 of the transition. Over here, we have open your heart to the enormous growth ahead, and then progress is positive and personal goals will be achieved. So there is a lot of abundance. You can see all the gold here. It's beautiful. There's a lot of abundance here for you, along with love. Really beautiful energies there. So you may be really into the Olympics because, you know, there's a lot of emphasis on the gold here, even though right now it's completely this white energy of purification. And also the winter white of Capricorn. And just clearing the slate. Clean slate was coming up. The underlying energy is the 4 of the Emperor and birth. But the number 4 for me is also the L1, which is the Lambda leap, the Lambda Father leap. The energy of the finger of God, right? In our chakra system, as our chakra system, right? Always connected to us. Okay, the universal energy brings you opportunity and possibility. So there is this big birthing moment here. And the underlying energies. And it's like here you have one of the parents holding the baby's hand, and then you have the 2 parents holding each other's hands. And the lovers, by the way, is underneath the birth. So there's really beautiful energy right there. I'm getting the year 2018 as well, and below that's 24. So they wanted me to touch on 18 as well for whatever reason. It's not a leap year, but there may be a significance for you for 2018. And it's 3:39 now on the clock from 3:38, just changed. 3:38 is actually one of my special numbers. And it's also the energy of the 33 to 38, which is the Mary Magdalene energy, and then the 33 to 39, which is the Jesus energy. So I just knocked all these guys out. I'm not going to put these out, but they just fell out, so I'm going to show them to you. Okay, so the High Priestess, the Hanging Man, the Page of Swords, the 6 of Flames, the Ace of Flames, and the Queen of Pentacles, which could be you. Maybe you're dealing with your coins right now, your crystals, your time, your money, your energy. This is for Capricorn. 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 And it's 3:40 on the clock, which is that 34 again. So that's significant for you. A lot of energy back and forth. Again, the arrows of love. One more. All right. So for Capricorn, now this January time period into February, for the best and highest good of all those concerned, I've already called in guides, angels, and masters if they have a message for you all, as long as they're in that high vibe love light, for the best and highest good of all those concerned. Capricorn, January 2024 into February. Capricorn. Capricorn. That's it. All right, first card out for you is the 5 of Wands. So there's that energy again of a lot of wand energy, the waves of flames. This is a lot of hot humidity. So why is this coming up now after all of the winter white? So this has to do with groups and conflicts, but it's also about playing games and having fun. This is like lighters at a concert. Are you playing in concert this year? So again, it's conflicts and competition, which is all about the Olympics this year. Maybe you know somebody who's participating in the Olympics this year. But also anything group related and games, right? Sports, fun. A lot of fire energy coming up, but there's humid energy coming up in this card specifically, right? A lot of humidity. So that means that there's water in the air. So there's a lot of emotions, a lot of heated emotions right there. The challenge for you is the 8 of Cups. Again, getting your ducks in a row, completely aligned perfectly. You don't want to leave them until they're perfectly aligned. So maybe you shouldn't be obsessing so much about leaving them perfect. And there's this energy of Batman, right, walking away. And is this the desert or is that the sand moving to the ocean out here? It just depends on your perspective. Is he moving to the horizon, the line, right? Between the land and the sea meets the sky, meets the I am. He's moving to that location away from these 8 cups that he put a lot of emotion into. The foundation for you, Capricorn, is the 3 of Cups, which is about coming together, social occasions, just being social and joyful. There could be a reunion there as well. This could be just a small gathering. It could even be just 2 people coming together, but it has to do with socializing and having fun together, enjoying each other's company. There may be a going away party for someone, right? Someone might be walking away or leaving the group, and this is a going away party for them, or just will miss your social banter. In the recent past is the Strength card, which is the card that came up for you in your how you see yourself position. So here's that strength of the this is usually a Leo card, but there's definitely Sagittarius in that card as well for me. It can represent Aries as well. It's very fiery. It's the Bengal white tiger. There's that white again. Birthing through the ring of fire, which represents birthing, but it also represents Lion's Gate and Saggy Gate and Aries Gate, right? There's a lot of different ring of fire representations, including the circus. So it just depends again on your perspective. So, and the lion's headed straight towards this fiery group right here, right? Which can represent the momentum towards the Olympics as well. So crowning for you is the 4 of Wands. Beautiful energy, right? The castle, right? The home is your castle. There's white and red roses at the start of the drawbridge. And the sun, is the sun rising or setting? Do we know? And again, that depends on your perspective. There's a lot of fire coming in, as we were in this cold energy without fire at all before we started this read. But we have big celebrations here, right? Where home is very significant. Union is very significant. We have the 3 of Cups and the 4 of Wands have been coming up like in multiple reads this week, which doesn't happen all the time. What's coming up for you is the 10 of Pentacles. And this is what was at the end of your read yesterday, is coming up right here. So it's coming up for you, the abundant family, business, community, this energy of the Garden of Prayer from Thomas Kincaid comes up here as well. And we have a very red-headed person here. There could be a redhead involved, and we got a peacock there too, and lots of crystals. You know, that could be creating a special garden. Somebody might be showing off their gardens. Maybe having done some work at your house and, you know, wanting to show a friend or a family member what you've done. That could be coming up. You see yourself as the 4 of Cups, which you see here. The 4 of Cups is all about wishing on a star. Perhaps that's that Sirius alignment on a rock, you know, on an island to herself with this, all these turbulent waters around her, but she's focused up here. It's like she's spotting like a gymnast would do, right? So you don't fall off the beam, you spot, you keep your focus on one thing, especially when there's all this turbulence around, so it's not affecting you. But the 4 of Cups is also about boredom and apathy, but that's really not boredom and apathy. It's time to ground and integrate what you've experienced, or perhaps remember how to receive love if you haven't been doing that. So what's around you or how others might see you is the Knight of Flames. And he's the one with the slow burn. He's learned how to tame his burn. It's not red hot, but it's, you know, yellow, and a yellow fire. And he's got royal colors there. The Knight of Wands rushing in. Is this how others see you, Capricorn? Or is this somebody around you? Perhaps a Sagittarius energy or fiery person? Or is this an aspect of yourself? Do you have a lot of fire in your chart? Or is your rising sign fire? But again, this represents a lot of activity here, right? That starting gun, that unicorn getting on reindeer and taking off 1 to 60. Very interesting combination. I would never think of a unicorn on a reindeer. It's kind of funny. So we have a block here for you is the 8 of Wands. So why is that 8 of Wands, that 34 I keep bringing up, why is that a block for you? And again, the right knee block came up for you. What's in your right knee, your masculine side? What are you holding in your right knee? That's a question for you to answer. But there's a lot of back and forth here, a lot of energy. This is also like the splatter wheel. Remember what we used to do when we were young? Well, I did anyway. I'm dating myself. But, you know, we do this, the splatter paint wheel. And that's what always comes up with this, color my world. And the 0 point energy is coming up specifically in this card. This also represents the steering wheel of a ship. All right, so your challenge here is the 8 of Cups. And the block for you is the 8 of Wands, which is a lot of back and forth. But again, it's the arrows of love. Why are you not allowing these arrows of love to hit you, right? Here's the target, to hit the target. You know, perhaps finally walking away from something that took a long time to do or to get organized. And then what's coming up at the end for you is the Starseed with a big download to the crown. So here's the crown energy. So are you getting awakened? Are you awake and getting some new downloads? Are you having a lot of snow coming in or hail perhaps? Did you get hit in the noggin? Perhaps. Move this guy out of the way. Okay. All right, so we're going to clarify everything here too. And I pulled up an extra card for you for the end. And let's see what we have in the underlying energy. We have the Queen of Swords, which came up in that read yesterday that I did for you last night. And we got the King of Wands here too. So let's see what's in the underlying energy, and the Hangman and higher self. So there's that Ace of Cups, right? Starting out with this outpouring of love. We got the 9 of Cups there too, right? Getting your wish of a new start in love, or just being love, exuding love as your higher self. With the Hanging Man, this can represent that energy of Mary Magdalene and Jesus here. And there's that right knee block in the underlying energy. And here she's stuck in all this plasma and reading scroll work. Perhaps somebody's doing a lot of homework as well. Okay, so it's energy of the 2, exuding love together, the 2 and the 12, and then the Page of Swords getting the message out, with the 6 of Wands leading the way, bringing good news, with Flame in hand, leading the 5 group, which is right here. It is the King of Wands and the Queen of Swords energies. So we have Pisces, perhaps Virgo, even Aquarius can come up with that sometimes. For me, this is Pisces or Capricorn. And then and notice there's Pisces or Capricorn is water and earth. And then we have, Virgo and then Capricorn with this. So there's just water and earth right here. But here is all fire and air. So totally 2 different energies here. And there's that mosaic of the Queen of Swords coming up for you again as I'm losing my voice. And the King of Wands here is a shaman type of energy. So let's put this all out for you guys. All right, so sorry I can't see the faces very much in these guys, but we have the higher self and then the Ace of Cups here. Okay, so it's all about this, look how the light bulb moment above his head. All right, so having a light bulb moment, you know, there's that Hanging Man reversed, right? Waking up, having that light bulb moment about coming together, right? She's got an aura around her head and he's a shaman, right? The grounding energy and the flyer energy. And so let's see where all this goes. All right, we got a big new start here at the end and the union energy. So whether it's home or union or a big celebration that was planned, or maybe you're working on your house, so it's very special right now. There's a lot of like new life energy through this. But a culmination here too of a family with a lot of abundance, perhaps, a business, a community. And we have the Knight of Wands in your read. But we also have the Tiger. So Leo or Sagittarius, could be Aries as well. Right, and then we have these two guys here. So the only court cards in your read is the Knight of Wands. Right, learning how to slow down that roll. Oh, this is the message for Capricorn. So because depression can be associated with Capricorn, it's very important to realize when you get those really giddy highs, it's going to push you down really low. So learning to temper your energy, to moderate your energies so that you don't get overexcited, so that you don't drop quickly. That was one of the messages that came through. Okay, Capricorn. All right, Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords with the King of Wands leading the way. This is like Mary and Jesus, and exuding love after getting their wish, bringing the message through this energy of the King of Wands and the Queen of Swords. As we're in Aquarius now, okay? So we have fire energies, and then Starseed is the Fool, which is Aries. So it's definitely all three fire signs kind of igniting this year for everybody. Capricorn for the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. Okay, we have the Empress, that abundance that came up for you. She's upright and then leading the way. Again, is confirming those energies with the Ace of Wands reversed and then the full moon. So there may be some blocks to get through, and that could represent the full moon on the 25th. Some frustrations or lack of growth, a lack of inspiration, but, you know, pushing through to the full moon here, because we are waxing towards this full moon in Leo, okay, which is bringing up all these fire energies. And we also have the moon, which is Cancer energies, and the Empress, which is Taurus. So again, a lot of, it's earth and water here, right, prior to these cards coming out. So there's a switch from this earthy water energy from Capricorn into this more Aquarius Leo energy of this year. Very interesting. So recently is the Strength card. This is somebody coming clean, getting clean, cleaning up their act, cleaning up their space, right, with the birthing through the ring of fire with a mighty roar, right? Or that one last push, right? To get to the end, to get to the finish. And again, that's 1 to 60, right? This need to go the distance I'm getting, right? But do it fast. So coming clean or cleaning up the place, cleaning up yourself, right? Your habits or your place. And this could literally be, you know, cleaning up the yard. Or are you standing up to the group? And again, we have the group here. So standing your ground with the group, taking the high ground, perhaps getting them to follow your lead to clean things up or clean up their act. Any funny business here, lying, cheating, stealing, running away, to clean that up. No more of that in this year and going forward. And this may be talking to someone, making them feel sad. And that could be this King of Swords, who is also in your message in the cards I pulled prior to this. Maybe someone's saying, you know, it's time to clean up your act of lying, cheating, and stealing, and maybe the King of Swords is being accused of lying, cheating, and stealing, or maybe they're just using those words, and the King of Swords doesn't take that well, right? Because he's that man of integrity. That's what he represents, the truth. So let's see how that Strength card comes up too, because that may be someone who needs the strength to approach them or hurt their feelings here. And the Ace of Swords is coming up after the King of Swords. So he may need some more clarification here. right? Or is there a split here? Are they divided? Right? There could be a secret passion here, or a need to use their intuition or their integrity to get back to their integrity. And this could be facing a choice of path, an ultimatum. This can represent a twin flame as well, which is it wouldn't relate to most people. So I'm going to leave that out there too. Okay, so that's all in the recent past with the Queen of Swords. So we have the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords here. But we also have the King of Wands, which can represent this fiery energy over here. So is the King of Wands hurting the feelings of the King of Swords? Do we have lawyers involved here? I don't know. It depends on your situation. We have the Three of Cups in the foundation with the Ten of Wands reversed. And this is, laying down all of your wands, all your burdens, the Atlas energy of the weight of the world. Perhaps you lost a lot of weight, but, putting your feet up. Perhaps a confession, but perhaps dumping multiple loads, getting rid of stuff as well. And the Knight of Cups reversed, which is someone who feels rejected or is jealous, or is this the emotional player here, right? Skirting their responsibilities to go party, just to go socialize. But this, remember, is in the past. And we have a Hierophant energy here. So this could be a marriage, a commitment, a Taurus person. The Hierophant could be a religious leader. The All Boys Club comes up there. And I'm going to show you these, but I won't put them all out because there's a lot of cards here, people here. So there's love coming in here, some kind of loving offer, an offer of emotion at least. That can be a drink as well, from the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Cups reversed, with the Six of Cups reversed and the King of Pentacles reversed here, okay? Perhaps to end the pain now that the worst is over. So this could be, making up with someone or making nice with someone, right? Perhaps after a party. Again, this could be a going away party right after the worst is over. Now they're leaving. I'm happy to socialize with you. I just don't want to work with you. Or it could be a very positive thing. And these reversed people could just be sad because somebody's leaving. Okay? So let's put them all back. So there you have the Ten of Swords reversed and the Ten of Wands reversed, which are the two most difficult cards in the deck, but both reversed. So again, finishing off that cycle. The Five of Wands. Five of Wands in the center of your read. Five of Wands for Capricorn, January to February 2024. There we go. So there's the wounded warrior who's getting this Ace of Cups. Okay, and there's that bodyguard energy. Why are they on guard? The wounded warrior. They've been holding on to these energies for a long, long time, and they're very guarded about those energies. And because they're so obsessed with these energies, they're not noticing this huge love or opportunity that's coming in here. And who is it coming from? It's coming from the Queen of Pentacles, which could be you. And all those cards that just came out. All right, so these are all being offered to the victim over here, or the wounded warrior, the bodyguard. We have the kids who are scared, and the King of Pentacles here too. And remember the movie, The Bodyguard, because, right, she had her whole entourage with her. Now that the worst is over, of the Tower coming in, which I'm not going to put the Tower out, but we'll see if that comes out again. So after this sudden event, so maybe there was a coming together where there's some kind of argument. Somebody has to be at the door to keep people out so they don't cause an issue. And again, things like the Olympics where you can't get in, right, unless you have a ticket and your ID. And then we have the challenge here is the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups. Capricorn, Eight of Cups. All right, so leaving is difficult, your challenge is leaving a lot of money, time, or energy. The abundance of this family, business, or community. Okay? Right? Because they're the star. This was your dream family, your dream job, your dream community. So it's a challenge to walk away from it. Right? Feeling now you're just one of the people left out in the cold here. This can also represent a hospital, right? Someone's got an injury here. Maybe somebody's walking away from being a patient or healing patients, right? Again, leaving a group. But you had to do it with integrity as the King of Swords. We have the Four of Wands crowning you with the Sun reversed and the Chariot reversed. So, you know, this is a lot of stuckness. This could be somebody who got burned right on the warpath. It could be someone who got over-radiated. This could be just someone who's drained by the kids and a lack of transportation. But this can be a breakup, a breakdown, a break in, out, or through. This can be an ambulance to the hospital, right? And this can be illness issues with the Sun reversed as well. And it can just be kids, and you need a car for the kids. They're driving you crazy. Maybe they want to learn how to drive, so they want you to take them out. But there's no peace. Let's see what else comes out here. This is needing to spend more money, right? This is the energy of holding on, saving, or perhaps clinging too much. But this is letting go, perhaps putting some money into fixing the place up, or to make amends with someone, but not spending a whole lot. Maybe you don't have a lot left to spend. There's also laying all your cards out on the table and being patient, or being the patient angel, or laying all your cards out on the table for a Sagittarius or patient angel there. Oh, coming up for you is the Ten of Pentacles, which we already see over here was coming up upright. So coming up for you is a lot of abundance, a lot of energy exchange. There's that 34 again, having walked away. There was a lot of things that you had to get done in order to get to this place, right? It wasn't easy to get to this place. And you had to face your fears. With someone shedding light on it too at the same time, right? Under investigation, under the spotlight. Took a lot of back and forth, and again, patience coming up here, both ways, being patient and being a patient, or dealing with patience. Took a lot of back and forth energy to walk away from this in a very organized or fair way, with emotions intact, because there could be children involved. And then again, facing someone who may be a jerk, or maybe facing your own fears here. And again, this energy of the Hermit, or someone's wise advice. And again, this energy of advising someone to cut the other person off. And again, there's snow on the ground here, but there's not over here. Okay, so I don't know if you're dealing with Virgo here. Oh, maybe there's snow. That's funny too, because I'm going to my brother's tomorrow. And there may be snow in one location and not, because we're all in the same area within an hour, but you know, some places might have snow and some might not. So it could be that same energy there. You see yourself here as the Four of Cups. We have the Hanging Man upright and the Strength card reversed, so it is coming up reversed here. So there's energy of needing strength and courage, of being afraid. The Queen of Swords may be afraid to deal with the King of Swords here. Or maybe afraid of conflict occurring. And that could be siblings, you know. That could be lawyers. That could be in a partnership, any kind of partnership. But you're seeing yourself as hanging out, perhaps with someone else who's afraid. Or is this a Capricorn with Leo in their chart? Or perhaps you have a dog or a child, you know, or a cat who's afraid. and being present in the moment. So it's like learning how to control your fears, that fiery energy, by bringing yourself back to the present moment again, or by bringing a gift, or perhaps someone's is waiting for their ship to come in. You know, this could be Teddy sitting at the front window waiting for mommy to come home from work. It's this energy of grounding and integrating the experience you've been in, or when there's a lot of turmoil around, right? If there's a lot of bad weather, stormy seas, whatever turbulent emotions or situations that you're in, because there's a lot of situations here, right? Coming together socially, dealing with fiery groups, dealing with home issues, and then the 10 of Pentacles, which in an abundance sense, it's really positive here, but there's also a lot of things to deal with. Okay, so what's around you is the Knight of Wands, the slow burn, who's got it under control. And again, that grounding and integrating, which is the same as this card. Are you bored, apathetic, or are you using that time to ground and integrate the lesson that you have learned? What did you just go through? What did you just experience? It's when you're being asked to be still, there's a purpose to that, a method to the madness. So we have the Tower again here with the Knight of Wands. This card was, the Three of Cups is coming up reversed too. So let's see here. And the Three of Cups reversed can be just a lack of joy, not being able to come together, perhaps due to weather, not coming together suddenly because someone got drunk, or their bad influences, their gossips, and not coming together, or was it just canceled, right? Or are they being antisocial? And is that you, the way people are seeing you, or is that somebody else literally around you? You have Capricorn or Pisces here. You have Leo reversed and Scorpio upright here. And remember, I told you with the Leo card in this deck, it can be Sagittarius too. So, and this could be a Sagittarius for sure as well. So you have Scorpio and Saggy there too. You know, so there could be third party energy here. We got the Three Cups being seen here too. Right? Dumping out these 3 cups for this one. They're not ignoring it. They're just not looking that way. And they suddenly dump these 3 cups, and it looks like they're accepting that cup coming in, which perhaps they never have before. So the block here for you is the 8 of Wands, which we know is upright, right there. 8 of Wands. And there's the Fool, you know, and that's the energy of the Starseed right here. Why is the block the Fool, right? The Fool has an open heart, taking a leap of faith. And there's that best friend who always follows them around wherever they go. And there's that energy of the bodyguard again. And the Prisoner. And there's the eyes of Lord Mars. I'm just a prisoner, captured by your eyes. A prisoner of love, a prisoner of freedom. Escaping jail, escaping your prison, whatever that may be to you. Escaping your anxious thoughts. Right? Your hands that feel trapped, maybe you're stretching and doing exercise to release all that trapped energy so you don't stay in your head. A lot of back and forth here. Maybe you're doing a lot of walking or jogging to release thoughts, you know, negative thoughts, toxic thoughts, Capricorn, toxic depression thoughts. Again, that energy of codependency and addiction, or Capricorn here, and the arrows of love. You know, we have Capricorn and Aries here too. Perhaps escaping the devil, literally. Someone who's very controlling, perhaps. And then we have the Starseed. And there's that Fool again. And coming full circle. Perhaps jogging around the block. Or just putting yourself out there, completely naked to the world, being authentically you. Feeling whole and complete. And perhaps there's a lack of satisfaction here, no longer wanting to be alone. Perhaps you've learned happiness within self, and now that you've completed the cycle, maybe you want to add someone else. There could be a lot of suffering in silence or sleepless nights where you just had to kind of tough it out and perform or do the daily grind, right? Find the balance here. Robbing Peter to pay Paul if it's a financial thing, but that doesn't look like your issue here. Just a lot of work here to get your ducks in a row, to get organized, especially if you're not sleeping well. And we have Aries and Pisces coming up, so there's that transition period, right, from Pisces to Aries. And again, all about the work right here and the crystals, right, getting it all together, getting your ducks in a row, coming together at work, or like me and my siblings coming together tomorrow to sort through some stuff. This could be, you know, perhaps the architect and you're building a new house, or perhaps going to the hospital to check everything out. But everything's, it's wrapping everything up for the new, as you have the Starseed right here. And I have one more card that I pulled for you, which is the Indigo, which is in this deck a young indigo with a proposal perhaps of some diamond or diamond light. As we have I'm getting my picture aligned with the indigo right there. Like it's a diamond, right? This little bag meant so much to me right at that age, right? I want to get like a diamond. What's that song? Like a diamond. That's what I'm getting. I can't think of the rest of the song though. The Knight of Wands reversed with the Magician here. So this is that energy of falling short of expectations, right? Taking off 1 to 60. This could represent taking off 1 to 60 as well, right? You got to be careful when you go so fast because you can get hurt, right? If you're racing cars, you can get really hurt. But ending up making magic here is what I'm getting. And this is Gemini. I can get Virgo and Aries for this card as well. We also have someone with Sagittarius in their chart. This also could be the player. This also can be paralyzed by your passions and using all that energy to channel magic here, right? You have all your cards on the table, okay? Making magic. So whether this is Gemini, Virgo, or Aries energy, perhaps even Sagittarius there, making an offering here, right? So the Indigo and the Fool, like two of the most powerful energies in the deck, are both upright next to each other, right? Whether it's Aries, right? Aries and their best friend here, the one who will follow them everywhere. The Magician, again, whether it's Gemini, Virgo, or possible any fire sign really might come up here. But, right, and Aries members in the North Node leading the way. Whoever wants to come along with me, get on board. And then we also have the Seven of Pentacles reversed here, which is interesting too, because the Four of Pentacles in the Sirian Starseed deck is the masculine in the Batcave, and this is the feminine in the E-Tower. And they're both reversed at the same time, which often they're not. And this represents them both coming out at the same time, coming out of the Batcave, coming out of the E-Tower, investing their time, money, and energy here, or implementing a plan. And we have 7-7. 7 Pentacles and 7 Cups, right? Dumping emotional attachments that no longer serve. Perhaps, again, dumping multiple loads. Maybe there's a little bit of crying here and there, releasing stuff, a little bit of peeing here and there, releasing stuff, any kind of liquids coming out of your body, perhaps sweating it out, but implementing that plan. Like it's time to implement that plan and come together. And this is a big connection here. Stepping up to the plate. And there's the Queen of Swords regarding the King of Swords and the bodyguard here. Right? Waking up, not sleeping and rising above, or awakening and coming out. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords and this energy of grounding, that 5D energy. This could be a separation from someone and a coming together with someone. Depends on your situation. You may be with someone, you may not be. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. So this is some kind of imbalance, a lack of sharing, not being charitable, some kind of scam here. So there might have been an energy of a scam, or the need for balance for the King of Wands as the King of Wands moves into the Queen of Wands year, 23 to 24. And remember, the King of Wands is over here upright, but the Queen of Swords is reversed. And that could be a lawyer as well. And we started out, look at that, with the Empress and the Queen of Swords. And here we have the Emperor. And making a proposal to the sovereign who's got everything they need, right? This is that catch energy. And maybe they're part of this family right here. Maybe they're considered an empress. Maybe it's the daughter of the empress, right? So is the emperor loving his daughter? Or does the emperor just see the empress as this sovereign everything, his everything? Or are these two parents separated and the father doting on his daughter or his new love, which is destined here? And perhaps announcements as well. As the Sphinx is keeping the golden goose in check, that's the King of Swords keeping that Knight of Wands reversed in check, right? That fire, right? To end conflicts, which is good, right? So it's not so fiery here. To end the conflicts or some kind of losing battle. Remember, we had all 4 tens, so it's like the end of this that took a long time. And there's a message of love here, a child of love, very vulnerable here, right, where the land meets sea. A mother, this could be a new mother as well. This could be siblings or 2 watery signs here. And we got the Queen of Wands here too. The Queen of the Night, again, is coming up. And a very happy family. So this could be referencing like who the kids are staying with, maybe with the Queen of Wands and the happy family. Right? They may be inspired by this. Or the Queen of Wands could be bridging with the Page of Wands there. So there could be multiple kids here. Right? It's a good situation for them. As I'm losing my voice, they may not be being completely honest. But it may be a good situation because like the kids have friends close by or keeping the kids together. This could be sisters coming together too with their kids, or memories, right? Messages, loving messages, passionate messages, right? Holding their tongue. Or cut off at the pass, at the house. The buck stops here, right? This could be a delivery too that's been delivered for a big celebration here, a union, a home. You know, is someone lashing out at home or is someone holding their tongue, right? Learning, it looks like they're holding their tongue, right? They're learning how to be polite or be kinder people. And then the last cards have to do with the Knight of Pentacles to the Page of Pentacles, which again could be siblings coming together. It can be students coming together. The loyal, humble servant offering their help to get over something, to get over a hospital discharge, right? To pick them up, or to get over a heartbreak, get over the storm, help them shovel. Something that's really tiring, or after a near-death experience, or perhaps after a death, but it's not new. Finding justice and balance, or there is justice after all, with Scorpio reversed, Libra upright, and then the Page of Pentacles, which could be a new opportunity, an invitation, or, you know, looking at things to see its worth, or to see if it's worth taking. Like, I'm going to be reviewing some stuff tomorrow like that. So that's what comes up for you guys. And now we just have the messages of love oracle cards. So again, it was fire. You had fire in Pisces and Capricorn. Perhaps some Virgo in there too, in the underlying energies. And then all the fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, for sure. Yeah, really fiery. And then perhaps Gemini or Virgo here. It's kind of like a side thing. And Gemini and Virgo are also the Mercury energies, right? So the messengers, the bringer of the message. Okay, Capricorn. That didn't want to come out. That was like, I was just picturing being at the library and pushing the books back into the stacks. I don't know if you're doing that right now. There you go. There's 2 that came out. Lean on your inner circles during this time and unplug. Working less will help strengthen your relationship. There could be a connection here that's strictly sexual, but not enduring. And you've done the work. Abundance flows to you now. And mastery. You've learned the spiritual lesson. Okay. And the underlying energy is regret. Someone feels remorse for the way they treated you. And that could be the King of Swords over here too. Feeling bad for the way they treated you. Or feeling bad for what you're saying now. But go slow. Take time to get to know each other. As someone feels badly for the way they treated you. So it could be a reunion with someone again. Which maybe you weren't able to come together there. We have the 4 of Wands up right here. So the house is positive for sure. And this is big new start of abundance. It's beautiful. So that's all I can say for you, Capricorn. It's really beautiful, actually. Thank you for staying with me all this time. And remember your water, your rest, your joy, and your nature. We have snow on the ground. I actually went out and stood in the snow this morning. Be good to yourselves. It looks like it's going to be a really abundant, wonderful year for you. So rise and be love. I'll see you next time, Capricorn. Happy birthday to everybody in Capricorn as we go into Aquarius. I'll see you then. Bye.